Hi, Leo. Happy Cancer season, and so close to your season. Mars is in your sign, Venus is going to go in your sign, and there are a few different characteristics that go along with that you may be feeling. Possible stubbornness, expression, and wanting to express yourself from your heart more often, and wanting to bask in your way of being luxurious, which is all welcome during this time. Your energy, though, right now, stepping into Cancer season, may feel a little off. You may question yourself as if you feel off, or if you should feel off. But more so, you're coming into this season with all this intimacy and all this love that's been happening in your life recently, and we've been talking about it. It's so much more clear to you what and how you need to focus on yourself. And you're not someone who doesn't do that. It's just that there's this cycle, there's this grievance even of how you used to be in a specific way. Maybe in how you related with people and found pleasure and found different things. And your idea or your version of that could be changing now due to what has become this more intimate space in your life. And it's bringing you into your feelings in a way that is bringing you much more confidence in who you are and how you're moving forward. And you're not you're a Leo, of course you have confidence, but this is the confidence that you need to feel in order to move forward. It's for you. It's not for, you're not being confident for anyone else so that you can take the lead or you can take the role. You're just confident in the fact that this space, this newer space that you're in, is a space you want to be in. This vulnerable place of Cancer season for you is this grievance. Just in the beginning, by the time Venus enters your sign, it will change, but it's like that Leo. Hold on, I'm gonna get the cards and I'll explain. Okay. So, the cards that fell. What Mercury retrograde did for you was it helped you acknowledge, and even if you had to have a conversation with someone or speak something about yourself and what you've acknowledged in yourself, it now gets that chance to take on the light, and alchemize. So the confidence, the forward movement without worry that anything is going to happen, the Emperor coming up, is just a very strong indication that whatever, in a sense, like that stubborn trait, whatever that was, it's now time. It's showing up in perfect time, as Cancer season does, and takes things, can just come out of nowhere with things sometimes, and then going into your sign where the light can be shed. Mars, and now Mercury going direct today by the time this is out, has you speaking very clearly. I actually redid this video and I don't always go back, to be honest, and rewatch. But this time I went back and rewatched and I was like, I am not even getting across any of the things that I mean to say. So I had to redo this video, and now it's clear that what you're seeing, and we talked about this, is that whatever is falling away and whatever fell away during eclipse season had you realize that there was a shift in your heart. And when something shifts in your heart, it shifts your whole outlook. It shifts how you act, because it's something that you're incorporating. And now what you're incorporating more is taking into account when you need to say, I need to feel this through first. I need to experience this. And you do that. But you need to feel through something before you can say something. That taking the step back and having that receptivity, the high priestess is also about having receptivity. Your receptiveness to this greater insight about yourself is allowing you to utilize and showing up to allow you to utilize Cancer season in like its most potent way. Having Cancer season come in right after Mars goes into Leo and then Venus going into Leo, like there's going to be this, and I can just envision you like purely being washed over this month with love and having honest conversations with yourself and maybe a partner. And opening up even more, like more capacity. It's that what came to me before I even sat down to do this, because you think about Leo, the fixed fire, the bonfire. Think about the point in the party when no one's ready to go out to the bonfire yet, or the gathering, whatever it is, special occasion. Not necessarily ready to go sit by the fire. Maybe one person's been chilling there, people have been back and forth. It's that point, Cancer season is that point where everyone's just getting to know each other, settling in, coming in. It's that point, or no, Gemini is that, and then Cancer is that point where it's like everyone's kind of settled in their place a little bit more, and having, depending on the crowd, the conversation and getting a little bit more intimate within the setting. And then when it's like a graduation to the bonfire, where gathering in this circular structure that is the sun, essentially on the land, to warm everybody up so that we can engage together outside in a more primal way. And this is only going to allow the people who are really meant to be drawn to your flame and your season to come in, because this season is very sensual for you. It's also extremely powerful for your needing to take time to grieve certain things and to allow yourself, like, to even like demand that of yourself almost. Like that, what becomes first priority right now. Because, because you notice that when you don't, it takes away from that part of you that can't go away. But this part of you that is always, when you graduate when you end up at the bonfire, it's just anything can be said, anything can be talked about. And normally it's just, it could be engaged through the whole entire group, but it could be a couple different people vibing. It's that part of you that doesn't care. Either way. It can go either way. Just hang out. But now there's more substance, even more substance to what you have to say, to what you've learned. Mercury retrograde was big for you. It was necessary. And it allows you to unlock even more, or unblock even more, as the wheel of fortune turns. When we unblock certain things in our subconscious, we then allow more to come in. When we allow things to flow, more flows in. And that's easy for you. That's something that you're very magnetic with. But this past year, we've talked a lot about spirituality and grounding that down and understanding what that means for you as as a physical, very human being. But there's also this part of you of being associated with a cat that's so alien-esque. And every sign has a certain tendency, but you being so, and having Mars and Venus in your sign this month, it's all about speaking from your heart, and whatever isn't clear to you will become clear about how you want to say things in the way that you do. And it's not that it's going to become natural instinct, and it already is, but there's there may be a couple situations where, or there have been, where you know that there are better words. There's a better way to express something. And you're feeling more confident about that. And if there is a Sagittarius in your life, or that Mercurial, anyone with that Mercurial energy who talks, they may be coming from a place of, it may not seem like love or the way that you value love, but they're coming from a place where maybe they're seeing something and they're saying it because they love you. And Cancer card, if you're someone who has been asking yourself, like, what is your purpose? And if you're looking for a purpose, in this season, you will have a more clear direction, because you're going to be extremely heart-centered by the time we enter your season, like extremely heart-centered. So the Cancer card is guiding you there in the way that Cancer does this season. There's this insight. There's this insight that comes from the grievance period, because it's like sand, and it reminds me of like the Sandman, but like in time, it's like when these cycles or these certain things are dissolved and finally dissolved through us and through the water that cleanses us, then absorbed by the sun, it has a chance to then shine. It has a chance to glow. It has a chance to reveal itself in a way that it no longer has power over us and power over yourself. So whatever it is, it could have to do with ego. And I don't want to talk about ego like, it's not about ridding yourself from ego. It's just about you got checked a little bit, possibly, by someone or a situation, or having Mars in your sign. Mars is checking you and saying to you, like, I know you feel powerful right now and your words are powerful right now, but right now it's about your stance. It's not time to pounce yet. If there is a situation, a love situation, or it doesn't seem like a love situation, but if there is a certain person in your life where it's been just not working, it could be an Aries or even a Gemini, it's about walking away before it gets worse, like leaving the situation before it can become harmful to either one of you. And if you do that, the Magician says that more can actually be said through that space and through the time being separated, because there's this like discontentment with you where, like, you know that you need to say something when you need to say it, but not everyone works the same, and people tend to become more reactive in this time, even if it's coming from love. Like I said, it's by the end of the month, things will get clearer, and communication will become clear if it's not clear right now. Now it's time to get clear, very clear with yourself and where you stand in this situation. But for the most part, it's about the situation. It's about yourself. It's about you and how you want to take what you've been shown and move forward with this newfound wisdom, with something that a lot of people are going to want to hear your opinion. They're going to want to listen, which has you connecting even more with your purpose, with Cancer season's way of revealing to you that sometimes what's kept you stuck, the vulnerable side of you, is actually what you need to embrace about yourself. And if you really want this loving family life and you want to maybe restructure it a little bit, maybe it's about things from your childhood that you are now seeing are revealing themselves to you in your romantic situation. If you're married, or if you're expanding your family and you want to talk about it, or you want to shift those structures that have been long set in place, and knowing that you didn't know until this point, or you've noticed it and now it's like, okay, Cancer season showing you that seeing that is necessary to set the foundation and to reveal to yourself that you're going to have the love and the family that you have. It's not the same as what you saw, and it could be, but you're different. And you have this way of being able to reveal that throughout the month. And it causes you, it might even give you a lot of luck in starting this, if it's starting something, or if it's getting even more serious about a relationship or your purpose and what you really want to do. There's this extra spark, and it clears you from everything from that's happening from the beginning of the month. So if you are coming into this season feeling like you kind of hit a wall, or you just hit something, you're like, whoa, where is this coming from? It's just necessary. It's like you don't realize until you step into Cancer's energy, and it's like, oh shit, what is going on in here? Like, where is this taking me, right? It's you got to ride with it first, So lots of love, lots of connection from the outside in, inside out. It's by the time your season comes along, everyone's gonna come, there's this closeness that's gonna come together. And this grievance is really important. So taking care of that and saying how you feel, even if you're not feeling centered. Because it's okay to not, to me, there's a beauty in when Leo expresses emotion and how you feel about something you really believe in, or that you really love and cherish. There's this grace that falls over you in a way where no matter what you're feeling, you can't help but just watch sometimes, or absorb it like the sun. You can't help but want to hear what you're having to say and what's coming through you. And it's going to get a lot easier. And it'll be received. And you feeling safe yet unsure at the same time is going to be received well, if that's what you experience. If there is a Cancer in your life, they may be in a place where they're helping you and you're helping them, and they may feel stuck, and at a certain point, they may feel like, or they may reveal to you the same vulnerability where they felt stuck. And it's like this mutual connection that can help you even have a conversation or talk or feel more into like, oh, this is the life I want to create. These are the people that I want around. It's like you're in this similar place. And if it's not a Cancer and it's just Cancer season is like really bringing you home, really bringing you home and close to yourself. And that makes you maybe feel like you want to go out and enjoy yourself too, but maybe it's bringing that home, like bringing the people closer to you right now, and because you're experiencing things. So not so much everyone gathered around the bonfire, but like certain people in your life, you may really but deepen the connection with them even this month in a way where your realizations and whatever they've been going through connect so well that, again, it just keeps staring you, and the mystery starts to become the magic and the clarity that Cancer season can be, and then going into your season. So whatever comes about, you're prepared for, and the love is there, and the love is real, and that's all you're here for now. So that's important to be aware of. We'll look at the cards, which always gives different insight, which is cool. I love that part. Love that about this. Happy early birthday to any July Leos. And all information to work with me is below. One-on-one readings, and then I'm doing extended readings, which clarifies, goes deeper into this general reading. The Patreon link will be below. I will have more and different things on Patreon coming soon as well. And this painting behind me is actually by a Cancer. Her Instagram link will be below as well, and it's Jessica Daly Art. Check her out, and we'll look at the cards. I love you. Happy Cancer season. Hi, Leo. So I realized something really cool after looking at these. There is this transmutation happening where, because you are a sign that is naturally able to receive as well as give and just have this natural flow, when it's time to take a moment to yourself and realize like what you give to other people and what you bring to other people, and have these moments that are more personal, very personal, and allowing yourself to take it all the way through, because it's something that's shown up for a while, and Leo entering Mars made it very clear to you that whatever this is that keeps coming up has to go. And you didn't realize how much, and two things, you don't realize how much that affects every part of you, because you're so heart-centered for the most part, if not all the way, that it goes all the way there. And it extends into your life. So second thing is like, when you shift something and you shed light on something, it then sheds light everywhere for you. And even though that's healing, it's also very revealing. It could feel very uncomfortable. And it's maybe a part of you that has had a lot of hold on you, or a lot of power over you. And you didn't realize it until you finally are just like, okay, this is coming up again. I'm done. I have to dead this thing, and just kind of go at like, all right, face it and be done with it. And it could be a person, but I do feel like this is mostly like very internal. Aries is very external, but this is a personal thing. So I feel like the stubbornness, whatever and if you're someone if you're not feeling very introspective, then you're going to get it outwardly. That like, if your stubbornness lies in not wanting to engage with it, it's going to show up and bring it out of you. So that all depends on how you go about it, but either way, it's going to get you to that point. And I know it just depends on where you're at. And so then moving forward with that and moving into this transmutation process where, yeah, it may be uncomfortable, but there's so much being said, there's so much more confidence that I feel even more. And you're a sign that already feels like and knows how to feel love and expresses love and in all these different ways, and it gives to all so many different people. Though this makes this awareness of yourself and how you can bring that really back to yourself, and you're gonna feel more love, more expansion for yourself, for the parts of you, for the grievance process, and like really allowing yourself to be that Leo where I said in the beginning, it's you there's so much light that comes through whatever you're feeling. And this pure, you might even feel like this sense of like you feel washed over, you feel this pureness, and that is helping guide you. And subtly, if you're not someone who has found a passion or a direction, or it could just be a hobby. You don't have to be like trying to make money off of it. So you already have something you like, but there's something else that has been nudging you. The feeling, the luck, the drive is going to flow through you where you end up coming into it anyway. And that's also going to reveal to you a part of you where you realize that there's a way that I've been also, this whole shift is revealing. There's a way that you've also been able to become aware of what you really want and need in partnership, and you might even end up getting married or engaged, some of you, or really think about that next step, and it could be with a Cancer. Though I do feel like this is if you're in a relationship, you're deepening that structure, you're starting to talk more about it, it's becoming more real, and you're both putting your energy into it. It's a very cohesive bond and experience that you have. If you're single, it's more about now you're realizing Cancer season's drawing you into yourself and having you notice and realize that it's okay to want these traditional things. It's okay to want something you used to even make fun of or see as like maybe you want to be more rebellious or just not like everyone else. Excuse me, but it's this part of you that's like, oh, it's okay. It's this like full acceptance of like, oh, it's okay to want this to be like this. It's okay to be nudged this way because this is where it's going, and it's going to bring you a lot of clarity, a little into the extended, a little clarity and more commitment to what it is that freedom means to you in every structure of your life, where it is that this cycle, this thing that happens and is brought up to be acknowledged in the beginning of the month brings you to the end of the month. It's a ride this month for you. And then by the end of the month, in your season, there's this wanting to sit around with everyone, wanting to make this a real thing. You missed something in your life, and it was for a purpose. You needed to do what you needed to do for yourself, and you still need to continue that. And the people, whatever happens and who and what is being drawn to you at this time, after going through this heart transmutation, basically, this processing, is who understands and loves you anyway. This unconditional love is greater, more profound. It's beautiful, as always. But the light, it's all about the light, and that will come next month. Everything, all the information is below, and I'll go right into the extended reading where we clarify more of this and get into more depth and detail, especially with the signs. But Mercury going, one more thing, Mercury going direct today when I put this out, the 22nd, is a great time to address, or it may naturally bring about something that has needed to be addressed with yourself and this, and maybe towards someone. And using this Mercury energy, this directness in the way that you do. And to know that it may feel uncomfortable at first, but just like anything you do, it's naturally then a lot easier. Even off like right away. So yeah, I love you, Leo. See you next month.